Welcome to the presentation of my tentative PhD topic, which reads The Internet and Political Discourse, Meme and Memeing as Transformative Technologies of Participatory Democracy. When we think of participatory democracy, one often visualizes, sees and experiences the idea of long queues of people in a line to cast their vote for a political elite fashionably waiting for an election outcome in the comfort of their campaign strategy rooms. Nations, both small and great, have built impressive institutions which today perpetuate and follow a dichotomy of the people who tend to vote and the elites who tend to get voted for. This dual sense best portrays democratic systems all over the world, in particular those predicated upon the idea of representative democracies. So it's nothing which comes as a surprise to see that there are two types of citizens, one who votes and one who gets voted for. Consequently, elections and other forms of choice casting like referendums, petitions and means of activating citizenry for a particular action in democracies has heavily relied on the willing participation of a dedicated citizen to follow politics in their daily life. Far from being the reality, the number of those able to vote pales in comparison to those who can vote but for whatever reason choose not to. Young people particularly belong to this latter group. So we often see protests and campaigns by various actors such as activists, politicians and elected officials occupying public spaces with hopes to ignite a passion for the idle masses to participate. Citizens are usually lured to voting through such means, although since the 1960s, with the advent of the TV and radio, it became possible to record and broadcast these public appeals. More recently, the TV and radio has been replaced by a portable device, the smartphone. Coupled with the internet, smartphone users can pick and choose what to listen to and when and how. Political rallies, if they are to reach the public, need innovative snapshots of key messages because long speeches do not exactly receive the same kind of attention they had to before the smartphone. So political campaigns as we know them today are no longer necessarily about a crowd of people waiting on the ground and the politicians on a podium announcing whatever policy prescription that they have to get voted for into office. Which brings me to the subject of memes. Regimes all over the world, including and in particular democracies, are facing a new type of politicking, one where citizens create and circulate culturally contextualized GIFs, images and short video snips to express their political idea to other citizens and also to politicians. Memes, as they are referred to, use humor and satire to reach and communicate out political views and stances in minutes, and thousands of memes are produced and consumed every day. Memes certainly have a certain allure for young people. So what is peculiar about memes? Why are they causing such a frenzy on social media? And what does that have to do with participatory democracy? Dr. Haskanen, one of the most notable scholars on the history and proliferation of memes in politics in the United States, provides several reasons for why memes should concern modern nation states and details 3 reasons in particular to be demonstrating the evolving nature of democracy after smartphones and internet. Pertaining to democracies, Heiskanen mentions 1. That politicians disappear after being elected. They climb so high the bureaucratic ladder it's almost impossible for the common citizen to ascend to the high stool and pedestal upon which they have resolutely become comfortable post-elections. The distance between the electorate and the elected official presents to citizens in particular hardships to hold those in high stools accountable not only to the promises they made during campaigns but also in upholding the rule of law. Memes become means to continue therefore the conversation between these two using humor, praise, ridicule or satire. People work hard, long hours and exhaustion comes as no surprise. Sadly, the Protestant ethic that Weber praises as a productive modus operandi for a society aspiring for growth has fallen prey to the spirit of capitalism, which has turned into rather a ghost, marshalling people into working, leaving them with no time for politics. A young person is often too busy to listen to 65 to 80-year-old politicians promise them a future they surely won't live to witness. But with the smartphone, Dr. Haskanen says participation no longer requires sitting long hours and watching CNN and BBC. Through miming, anyone can become a politician by embodying their persona through an image and thereafter praising or ridiculing politicians or politics conveniently anywhere. Memes revolutionizes participation and they are anonymous, viral and tend also to be personal, therefore closer to context. Some democratic processes tend to be slow, petitioning for example, and for those requiring fast action on matters so dear to their hearts and life experiences have no option but to resort to faster means like memeing. And sharing a meme becomes a means of communication to reach out to people and mobilize for a particular issue and interest. There is a wealth of scholarship showing how protests are organized online and how injustices and novel ideas are memed and shared faster than any other means available to people. Scrolling down on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook feeds, one consumes a handful of memes hourly on issues as diverse as one could possibly imagine, hourly and every day. So, why should we study memes? How can we study them and what contribution can they make to scholarship on modern democracies and modern political processes? The seamless nature of memes leaves space for abuse to occur. While memes can enhance participation and can also effectively swing the pendulum of power and engagement back and forth between citizens and politicians, memes can however be misused or used as tools of disinformation. Memes and memeing can also be weaponized by various actors. Precisely because memes don't appeal to factualness, the satirical and humorous nature of memes means meme creators can go to great lengths to superimpose their opinions on unwitting audiences. Since the internet gives both fame to good and bad, extremist ideas tend also to thrive in conditions where anyone can create and circulate political content without filters. Finally, I want to talk about my tentative research questions, which I hope I'll have a year to develop and make more scholarly and robust. How are memes and memeing shaping politics and democracies? And B, what opportunities and risks do memes and memeing present to participatory democracy? I also think this project to be totally appealing to a certain type of scholarship, for example, by answering to how does the interaction between citizens and politicians through social media products modify democratic processes, and what are the implications do memes and memeing have on the factualness of political discourses? I also have a few uncertainties about the project so far. These include which cases I should use. For example, I'm thinking about South Africa and Germany, or Switzerland and South Africa, but also I want to see how I could methodologically navigate this topic so that I could make much more concise research project by the end of the year, where I'm required to produce a proposal. I also want to state that all the images that I've used herein were downloaded from Google Image Search, and none of these memes are a representation or a creation of my own. With this, thank you so much for your time and patience to listen to my presentation. Thank you.